Okay, I'm going to go through the bench press, seen as it's one of the most commonly performed exercises, and it's probably one of the most commonly butchered exercises in the gym because people just don't know how to use the right technique on this. So I'm going to be taking you through how to set up for this properly and what technique to use to protect your shoulders and move the most weight possible. So first, starting off with how we set up the equipment here, you want to make sure that the bench is set relatively low in terms of where the hooks are. So some people will set this up way too high. The reason why you don't want to do that is that you're not going to be able to keep your shoulder blades back. I'm going to go through why that's an important thing to be able to do a little bit later. But set it up just high enough so that when you take it out, you should be able to have a little bit of a bend in your elbow, and then all you have to do is just extend your elbow slightly to pull it out of the rack. So set up nice and low. The bench itself should be set up so that just about the top quarter of the bench is slightly past the bar, and then the rest of it is out here in front. So first thing we're going to do, you're going to lie down on the bench. You're going to want to get yourself roughly nose level or eye level underneath the bar. And then next, probably one of the most important things for bench pressing is our shoulder position. So what I like to get people to do, from here you're going to press the back of your head into the bench pad so that there's a nice space between your upper back and the pad. And then from here, you're going to think about pulling your shoulder blades down and together, and then wedging them in that position. So just to show you what that looks like from behind, the motion I'm doing is essentially this: shoulder blades down and together, and then I'm holding them there. So shoulder blades back, hold them there. In terms of how wide you go with your grip, it's going to be very individual depending on your arm length, but there is a way we can tell what grip you should take based on how you come down to the bottom position. So this is the grip that I take, about a little bit wider than a thumb's length away from the smooth part of the bar. Make sure that the bar is sitting in the bottom part of your hand, just above where your thumb is. Get a nice full grip on the bar, squeeze it tight, and then from here you're going to think about scooping it out of the rack. We don't want to push it out because that's going to make our shoulder blades pop out and we'll lose that position we just set up. So you're going to scoop it out of the rack, start with your arms extended, and then from there, you're going to imagine that you're trying to bend the bar in half. So it's essentially this kind of a motion that you're trying to do. This is going to tuck your elbows in slightly, which means you'll use more triceps, and it will protect your shoulders. So full grip on the bar, scoop it out. Imagine you're trying to bend the bar on the way down, and then from there, you're going to touch that bar just off your sternum. So that should be roughly the highest point on your chest, at the very top of your rib cage, and then you're pushing up and back and finishing over your shoulders to finish the press. So I'll show you how, if you come around to the front here, I can show you how we know if we have the right grip or not. When we're in the bottom position of the bench press, we want there to be a straight line between our elbow and our wrist, which is going to make for some nice efficient force transfer. Generally, we don't want to be in this kind of a position, which would be too wide, or this kind of a position, which is more common, which is when people go too narrow. So you can see that when I take my grip here, and I bring it down to the sternum, roughly speaking, I've got a nice straight line there between my wrist and my elbow, which is distributing the force nice and evenly. You also want to be pushing down actively into the ground the entire time you're doing the bench press. You don't want to just have your feet flopped out in front of you like that, because then you're not going to be stable at all. So feet pulled back slightly, actively pressing down into the floor. Scoop the bar out with your shoulder blades back, elbows tucked in, touch your sternum, and then push up and back. Okay, so hopefully that, guys, helped you with your bench technique. Give it a go. If you have any questions at all, you can always comment down underneath and I'll get back to you.